Good afternoon, everyone. Drayden here with Zero Turn Lawn Care. Today we're going to be changing the oil on the Liberty Z48, the Scag Liberty Z48. You know, Scag makes some pretty good equipment, and I'm really impressed with the way they have the oil change. It's very simple and easy. It's very easy to get to. So you have your filter here and your oil flow that will come out here. So what you're going to need, really, all you're going to need is a bucket for your oil and a 10mm socket or wrench to unscrew the socket here. So once you unscrew it, the oil is going to flow out through here. And like I said, make it very easy. So as the oil is flowing down, it's no frame or anything in the way that the oil is going to get to. And even with the filter here, once you change the filter and take it off, the oil is just going to fall right into the pan. So we're going to get started. Again, you just need a 10mm socket. And while we're doing this, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning into the channel. Appreciate all the new subscribers I've had this past week and month. Continue to do so. You know, like, subscribe, hit that notification button. You'll be the first to see videos as I'm putting out. Okay, now that we unscrewing the socket here. And as you can see, before I finish, as you can see, the oil is just coming out like this. There's nothing in the way, no frame or anything. The oil looks pretty good, but you know, once you buy your new Zero Turn, they recommend you change the oil like after the first 5 or 10 hours. So that's what we're doing here. I have about 16 hours on here, so I'm just not changing it, but we're gonna let the oil go out. And you saw my other video on my Zero Turn, the Husqvarna, the mistake I made, the $2,700 mistake I made by not putting the oil cap back on here. You know, by not putting the oil cap back on there once I finish. But we're not gonna make that mistake today. Can't afford to buy Zero Turns every 4 or 5 months. So if you take this off, and while you're changing the oil, it's flowing out pretty good. Take your oil cap off here to release more of the pressure. And we're gonna sit here and let all that oil flow out. So as you can see, it's flowing out. So we're not going to bore you with watching the oil flow out. So we're going to stop the video, and once the oil flows out, we'll finish and do the rest. All right, we're back at you. The oil is pretty much drained. It's just kind of trickling right now. So we're gonna take the filter off. And usually, you know, when you take the filters off, the filter should be hand tightened. You should not need an oil filter wrench to take this off. So let's just see. Yeah. You should be able to just kind of hand tighten it. So there you go. Again, man, I am very impressed with with Scags, you know, the way they, how easy it is to change your oil. Look at that. That's minimal oil, you know, getting all over your frame or anything. You know, so that is going to be so easy to wipe and just clean up. So look at that. Look at that. Not on your frame or anything. Dripping right down into the pan. You got a little on that your line here, but that's nothing to clean up. So when you're changing your oil as well, you want to, before you put your oil filter back on, get your new filter, fill it with a little oil, and rub some oil around the rim here. You also want to make sure that you have the right oil filter. Now, they sold me the right oil filter, but you always want to make sure that the filter is right before you put it on. This is the right filter. We're going to take a little oil and just pour a little oil up in there. You don't have to pour that much. Take it, rub it around the oil seal, get it all nice and wet. Put your oil filter back on. Again, you shouldn't have to use an oil wrench to tighten it. It's not going on right. Let's see. Maybe it's me. Okay, there we go. All right. Take my rag here, kind of clean it up. Kind of a neat freak when it comes to my equipment. I like to keep everything clean. All right, so we're gonna put it on there. Hand tighten it. Again, another thing you want to make sure you do is tighten up. Tighten the thing back up here to keep the oil from coming out. Nothing worse than forgetting to do that as well. And the faster you putting your oil in, the faster it's going to leak out. Tell you a story. Guess I was about 19, I guess. My wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, but her mother knew, you know, I knew how to do oil changes and stuff. 'Cause my dad did mechanic work, and one day she decided to let me change her oil for her. So I changed the oil for her in the garage and everything. And when I finished changing the oil, put the oil in, did everything I needed to do, but man, I forgot to put that oil wrench, the nut on the oil pan, and she backed out the driveway, gets down the street, and all light came on and realized there was no oil in there. She called, fussing, saying that, you know, I didn't put any oil in it, and I told her I did. Then we get back to the house, and oil was all in the driveway where all the oil had run out as I was putting it in. So again, make sure you put this back on and tighten it back up with your 10 millimeter. That is on. All change is nearly complete. I'm going to move this pan and wipe up under here as well. Make sure I get all the oil that was leaking on this line here. But all right. You know, so now the next thing will be to fill it up with your oil. We're not going to bore you with that, but you got your oil. We're going to fill it up with the oil and check the oil level Make sure it's enough in there. You don't want to overfill it, because you overfill it, engine will start smoking because you have too much oil in the engine. So with that being said, appreciate y'all for watching. Hope this helped you. Again, make sure you put your oil cap back on once you fill it up. Make sure you tighten up your oil lug nut down there once the oil leak, after you drain all the oil. Put your oil filter on it, grease it around the rim, and you'll be set and ready to go for another 50 to 100 hours. Again, like this video, please like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, hit that notification button, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.